It's on there.
So we'll see what it makes behind.
No, on the iPad. I've set it up. It's set up on the iPad, so we can see it on the iPad as it's happening. And we do. I'm gonna well, you need to descend it, yeah. But you need to be able to see the script too. What happened? Where do I go? How do I?
Good evening and welcome to the Perfect Push Foundation's inaugural Gala, Labor for Life. I'm Paris Jackson and I'm honored to be your mistress of ceremonies for this evening. Now, for years, I woke up in the wee hours of the morning to bring you the news and traffic on Como 4. Now I'm waking up in the wee hours for another reason. We welcomed our daughter, Sanaa, in our lives in January. As a Tacoma native, being able to deliver such useful information to my community was a blessing. When I was invited to take on this awesome role, I was quick to say yes as a Black woman and a mom who just recently gave birth. The experience of childbirth has always been fresh on my mind. I was actually blessed with a healthy childbirth experience, great medical care, and a beautiful and healthy baby girl. And isn't that what we want for every woman and child? Absolutely. And that is why we are all here tonight. Because this virtual world is a bit new for many of us, we want to make sure you have the best possible experience as we move through the next hour. If you haven't done so already, I need you to click the Get Started button on the top right of the bidding page and register for the auction. It's easy. This is a very brief tutorial that will definitely walk you through, and you want to also be aware that it's in the upper left-hand corner of the Greater Giving Foundation page. There is a Learn How to Bid button as well. To fully understand and also make sure that you enjoy tonight's evening, we recommend you watch the program in widescreen, whether it's on an iPad or a laptop. Then, most importantly, get your phones out. Again, make sure you are registered and you want to start bidding. Now we want to make sure that you refresh your screen very often so you do not miss a bid. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We are grateful to have our partner sponsors, Fidelity Investments, Northwest Asset Management, My Contact Manager, The Perfect Push, Seattle's leading resource for childbirth and parent preparation needs from conception and beyond. Thank you to our table sponsors, Boaz Coffee Company. Thank you to our patron sponsors, Better Bake, Lactation Education Resources, PEPS, A Kids Place Dentistry, Body and Motion Physical Therapy, Pacific Mother Support Incorporated, and our advocate sponsors, Fit for Mom Eastside, Chinasa Africa, Febreze Fine Jewelry, IRG Physical Therapy. Now here's the plan, everyone. It's pretty simple. In 1 hour, we want to raise $100,000 to invest in the goal of 100% safe childbirths. Every sponsor and every one of you here this evening will help us reach that goal. Now, as you are all aware, we're of course in a pandemic, so we're gathering virtually with many opportunities to say, I'm in, beginning with our silent auction, which is closing very soon. We have an amazing evening planned, and you will have an opportunity to learn about our why, who we serve, and how you can answer the call to action. If not you, then who? Our live auction includes amazing experiences like a safari in Zimbabwe. You'll have the opportunity to bid on a one-of-a-kind work of art from an internationally renowned Zimbabwean artist. And finally, you can participate in our race of paddle. So you want to stick around. Okay, here we go. Let's test your bidding skills. What you're going to do is head again over to your iPhone or your Android, and on the Greater Giving page, you can start bidding. Now, we want to make sure, again, that you are logged on. That is the best way to get those bids in, and use the Donate Here button. Are you ready? One thing that we want you to remember is by entering that bid, $25 in the drawing, you will have the opportunity to receive this right here. This champagne. Now again, the first one or two of you to enter the bid for $25 will receive this champagne. Remember, all of your donations tonight are tax deductible. So I'm going to check to see if we have any winners. Drum roll, please. Ryu? Manuel? Okay, we'll be in touch to see who's going to be our lucky winner this evening. And we'll get back with you so shortly for the next opportunity to enter to win. And very shortly, you're going to meet my co-host for the evening, the founder of the Perfect Push Foundation, Rue Kosa. But first, let's hear from our chairwoman of the board from the Perfect Push Foundation, Lisa Youngblood Hall.
Thank you, Paris. Good evening. On behalf of the Perfect Push Foundation Board of Directors, welcome. We are beyond excited to see you this evening. We know on this Mother's Day weekend, you could be anywhere else, but you've decided to join us and support our work that is critical to eliminating preventable maternal and infant deaths here in the United States and around the world. Before I introduce you to our founder, I want to take a moment to visually introduce our Board of Directors. This is a diverse and dedicated group of women who have worked collaboratively to bring you this wonderful evening. These women have put in countless hours after long days of work and after putting little ones to bed, and even on weekends, to bring you this inaugural event, which was more than a year in the making, thanks to the pandemic. I am grateful and so blessed to be working with such a powerful and committed tribe. Thank you, ladies, for all you are doing to help women of color here and around the world to simply have what every woman deserves, a safe childbirth experience. And now, I'd like to introduce you to the woman behind the Perfect Push Foundation, a business owner, a powerhouse, a medical professional, and a visionary leader who sees every day the importance of equitable pre- and neonatal health care for pregnant women, regardless of race, ethnicity, income, or geographic location. She's my friend, my sister, and my hero. She's also due to deliver her third baby this summer, and that has just intensified her passion for this work. She's a family nurse practitioner, board-certified lactation consultant, founder and owner of the Perfect Push Childbirth and Parenting Clinic. I bring you Ru Kosa.
We want to welcome someone so very important. We are excited that you are joining us this evening, and we know it's Mother's Day weekend. So we also want to help you learn a little bit more about the things that we do. We are so delighted that you are part of this inaugural gala tonight. And so part of the work that we do is critical to the communities that we serve. Our work being so critical is that we're helping to make sure mothers and child death is not something that is going to continue to happen here in the United States. We know the statistics are staggering, not only here in America and around the world, but that's why, we are here tonight. So before we introduce our founder, I want to take a moment to virtually introduce our board of directors. This is a diverse board of dedicated group of women who have worked collaboratively to bring you this wonderful evening. These women have put in countless hours after long days of work and are putting little ones to bed, as well as on the weekends to bring you this inaugural event, which is one more reason why we are here to bring you this timeless and very important evening as we continue to serve those in our community. So I'm also very grateful and blessed to be working with such a powerful and committed tribe. Thank you, ladies, for all of you doing what you continue to do to help women of color here and around the world to simply have what every woman deserves, and that is a safe childbirth experience. And now I'd like to introduce the woman behind the Perfect Push Foundation, a business owner, a powerhouse, a medical professional, and a visionary leader who sees every day the importance of equitable pre- and neonatal health care for pregnant women, regardless of race, ethnicity, income, or geographical location. She is my friend, my sister, and she's a hero. At this time, we are going to introduce my co-host, Ru Kosa. Thank you so much, Ru.
Hey, Paris. Oh my God, it is so good to be here. And I come bearing gifts. So it looks like some of y'all didn't get the message, and I don't know what happened with the bidding. So I'm going to bring out another bottle of champagne. So I need everybody to be ready when we tell you it is time for you guys to practice your bidding skills. So make sure everybody is registered. I am so excited for this evening. It has been absolutely magical making it all come together. But let's just talk about where we are, why we're here, and why this is so important. This really has been, and putting it all together, this truly has been such a labor of love. We had the pandemic, and we have to acknowledge that this is not how I would have ever had it. And I have to be so, so grateful, Paris, to our board and everybody who pushed me. Honorable mention to the MVP of this event, Ms. Amanda Ashford. She's in here, and I know she's blushing. But I know I definitely could not have done this without her. Thank you, Samantha. All right, so let's see where we are. So Lisa, thank you so much for introducing me today. Again, just having Paris here with me. Paris, thank you so much for taking the call and just agreeing to be here. You're such a phenomenal woman. You're a survivor. You're a new mom.
As you are.
She has an 11-week-old at home right now, breastfeeding, 11-week-old, and she is here looking fabulous as always.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Paris Jackson, for being here today. So everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. Like Lisa said, this really was such a labor of love for us, and we are so excited to be able to deliver to you this labor of life evening. I'm going to give you a few statistics that will help you understand our why. Women of color are up to 3 times more likely to die from 3 to 4 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related conditions that are preventable than white women. And most of these happen in low resource areas. And again, ladies and gentlemen, these are preventable. Black babies, they are 2 times more likely to die before their 2nd birthday than white babies. And a recent study showed that when Black babies are cared for by Black providers, they are more likely to survive than when they're being cared for by white providers. So this is what we are saying. The time has come for us to stop putting our heads in the sand and acknowledge the racial disparities that exist in our medical system. Just a few weeks ago, the White House proclaimed April 11th to the 17th National Black Maternal Health Care Week. So VP Kamala Harris, thank you so much. She held a round table and they discussed ways in which we can combat the devastating state of women's health for women of color and children and infants of color here in the United States. There is so much hope and there are countless opportunities for us to turn this around. And one of those ways is that we can decrease the racial disparities is by increasing the number of providers of color in every single aspect, in every single field of maternal and infant health. And that is what the Perfect Push Foundation is dedicated to ensuring that we can do. I want to see more people who look like me. I want to see more people who look like me taking care of me. Because, Paris, representation matters.
Absolutely does.
So tonight, we're here to tell you that it can be done. And this is your opportunity to join us. And I'm going to say right now, Asiani, Manje, ubani. If not you, then who? So now, Paris, we know a fundraising gala is nothing if we don't hear from the beneficiaries of our support. So first, you're going to hear from one of our scholarship recipients, Ms. Darshana Naik, and then you're also going to hear from our grant recipient. And because I am the founder of the Perfect Push Foundation, I'm just going to put it out there, born and raised in Zimbabwe, shout out to all my Zimbos watching out there. The first grant is going to be going to the Kuporesa Foundation in Zimbabwe. And you guys are going to get to meet the amazing powerhouse behind that, Ms. Laura Delport. So she'll be joining us a little bit later, and you're going to see some of the amazing work that she's doing. But I want to make sure that you guys are aware of the swag that we're going to have for you. So I want you to sit tight, and you will get to see the custom-made coasters. They're being made in South Africa, and we will share that image with you a little later on in the broadcast. But back to you, Ms. Harris, what do you have to tell us?
First of all, I want to thank you again for sharing what you see and what so many women of color see as the need to support Black women like ourselves and other women of color across the landscape, not only again in the United States, as I mentioned off the top, but as well as across the globe. And so the work that you are doing, you thanked me, but let me thank you. You are right here in the Seattle area making a difference for countless women and, frankly, both the partner and the mother and the babies. And so we have to acknowledge the work that you're doing on the ground to make a difference right here in our community. As we continue this evening, we're going to hear from a special woman that you were so instrumental in essentially saving her life. You were right there walking her through, advocating for her as she was going through a difficult time. So we're going to get to that. But before we do, let's get to some housekeeping. Because we know that so many of you are watching virtually. If you have been eyeing some of those amazing silent auction items, remember the silent auction will close shortly, but there is still time. Let me still emphasize, there is still time to get your bids in on some of those silent auction items. Now, if you are wanting to get some of the items that are available at a dinner, at Ascend,
Let me tell you that. Okay, so Elena, I know you're watching. Shout out to Elena. Thank you so much for the dinner at Ascend. We are so excited. And thank you guys. If you guys don't know about Ascend, you should know about Ascend.
That is the hot spot in town. The food
The
is amazing.
The views. They took aesthetic to a whole nother level. So you guys need to make sure that you do check out Ascend. Bid. Elena, again, thank you so much for your donation.
Another thing that is up for grabs is a Ring security system complete with solar panels, spotlight camera, and an Amazon Echo show. So get your bids in for that.
I know. Silent auction is going to be closing out soon, so we want to make sure you guys have eyes on that. And then once we close it, we're going to go to that live auction. So don't lose out. If anybody is eyeing that painting, that passion painting, take your eyes off it. Honey, you bidding on my painting? You go, yeah. Yo, I am Mrs. K. Do not. But again, it is such an amazing piece of work. I love it. So let the bidding go on.
And let's talk about some of those other items that are up for grabs. So listen to this, a 3-month unlimited family membership to Title Boxing in Redmond, including a pair of boxing gloves.
I know.
So you can get in there.
That is pretty awesome.
16.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. And the fact that it is a family membership, again, Title Boston Club, thank you so much. You know, Paris, one thing that I have to say is we had, I think, just over a month or so, the board was like, Rue, let's, forget COVID. We need to do this. We need to stop pushing it aside. And Redmond, Seattle businesses, you guys showed up, you showed out. So thank you so much to Title Boston Club of Redmond. It is a very, very generous offer. I mean, seriously, 3 months for a family, not just an individual membership.
Bargain.
I know, it's a family membership. Yeah. So I know Nelly was eyeing that. So yeah, I hope the bidding wars are going on.
No, okay. We're still giving you a little bit of time to get some of those silent auction items, get your bids in, but we're gonna kind of switch gears and talk about something that's also very important to us. As we thought about the best way to explain the Perfect Pushes Foundation's why, we couldn't think of a better person than this wonderful new mom from Renton, Shayla Akinde, who shared her story with Rue.
It's Rue, and I'm here with Shayla. Shayla, you recently delivered this beautiful baby girl, Sade, and shared your story with South Seattle Emerald. Why did you feel compelled to share your childbirth story?
Just based on the fact that Black women are dying at an alarming rate, giving birth. It's completely unacceptable. And I also just am a firm believer that what I go through isn't necessarily just for myself, but to be an advocate for others and share my experience so they might, not make the same missteps I did.
One of the things that you said in the article that really spoke to me, you said the room went from excitement and anticipation to sheer terror. Tell me what happened to you when you were delivering Sade.
Yes, we had a water birth with Seattle Midwifery Clinic in Columbia City. Like I said, everything was fine. Everything was so exciting. We were laboring really well. And then it was time to push. Her head started coming out, and that's when we realized that the umbilical cord was wrapped really tight around her neck. And as she was coming out, it was getting tighter and tighter. That's when my midwife made the decision to cut it before she came out. She came out, her body was pink, her face was still blue. They decided to call 911 because of the lack of oxygen. By that time, finally the ambulance got there and looked at the baby and said, hey, her body's pink, face might be blue, but it looks like she's fine. We're gonna go ahead and head out. My midwife insisted that they take the baby because the clinic is not set up or equipped to monitor and make sure that she was okay based on the lack of oxygen. Then they looked at me and said, all right, well, how's mom doing? At that time, I was actually delivering my placenta and my blood pressure dropped. My heart rate was really, really high. And they said, well, this doesn't look too good either, so let's go ahead and take mom as well. They took us there after being in the emergency room for hours. They had actually taken her to the NICU. Didn't know what was going on with her for at least about 4 hours. They said, okay, we're gonna keep you as well. I ended up having to have a blood transfusion. Wow. 2 blood transfusions. She checked out, everything was okay. They just wanted to do really close monitoring. But based on it being COVID, it was tricky. I was only allowed to have one person in the room with me. And because, I had never had a baby before, my husband hasn't gone through this experience, I chose my doula. Not only was she able to advocate for me, but she was able to explain the process, explain what was going on. She was phenomenal. She's my lifeline. And that's the gist of the story, right? But just having that team was like really essential for me.
Given, and I'm so glad everything worked out fine, and Sade is absolutely dreamy. But you went through it. You labored for life. What advice would you give to women of color who are expecting right now?
Build your team. I don't care if you are having a C-section or, vaginal, epidural, whatever the case may be, get a doula. Get a doula. My doula was, again, like I said, my lifeline. There were moments that I didn't know what was going on, right? They came in and said, you need a blood transfusion. And I'm like completely vulnerable and out of it. In that moment, you need somebody that's not only in their right mind, but that knows the medical system, that can tell you, yeah, this is normal, or no, this is not normal, right? I knew I wanted to breastfeed. So because I didn't have a baby next to me to breastfeed, she was on it. She called the nurse. She said, I need a pump. I need phalanges, this size, X, Y, and Z. And then was literally pumping me at 2 o'clock in the morning when I was just out of it to make sure that my milk was coming in. Jen was phenomenal. Because I wasn't able to have my mom or my husband there, at times it feels isolated and you feel like this is not the moment that I was supposed to be having. And regardless of all of that, Jen made it memorable. Jen made it as easy as possible in the middle of a pandemic, right? She was really the calm during the storm for me. Find a midwife, find, again, a team, regardless of who that's gonna be. And don't be afraid to fire somebody. If you get a bad vibe, if your gut is turning, you're like, I don't know about this, fire them. We don't need those people on our team. Yeah. We're just dying at alarming rates, and it's unacceptable. It's not okay. Find a good team. Trust your gut. You know your body best.
Oh, I love it. Well, Shayla, thank you so much for having the courage to share your story. And again, congratulations. She's absolutely dreaming. Thank you. All right, Paris, now back to you.
Our goal this evening is to be part of the solution to increase the number of providers of color who will be in those birthing rooms advocating and making decisions that will result in the best possible outcomes for mothers and babies of color.
And part of the funds raised today are going to go towards scholarships to support women and men pursuing the maternal and infant health child field. I don't care what you're doing. And I think that's the biggest part about the foundation. It's not just about physicians or nurse practitioners. Shout out to my nurse practitioners. Or PAs. I am talking about everybody. I want to make sure that we've got more people in research, right? Mm-hmm. We've got more respiratory therapists that are working in the neonatal units. And again, it's all about getting more people who look like us. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you do is you meet one of those people so you can understand why it's so important for you to support us. So let's meet one of the scholarship recipients, Ms. Darshana Naik. She is a women's health physical therapist and a PhD student from West Seattle.
Hello, my name is Darshana, and I am a dual board certified women's health physical therapist. For as long as I remember, I have been passionate about improving perinatal health, and my driven career path speaks to my continuous commitment to this calling. As a clinician, I see lack of pelvic health resources for moms every day. And as an educator, I struggle with the gap between clinical research and clinical needs. There is simply not enough data about struggles and pelvic floor dysfunctions in communities of color. And I plan to address that through my PhD studies with Texas Women's University. I'm actively involved in professional advocacy at local and state level, and I'm planning to use all these platforms to facilitate positive policy changes in pelvic health. It's my hope that this will improve access of pelvic health resources to marginalized mothers. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the Perfect Push Foundation and all the generous donors. Your support means a lot to me. Because of your support and your faith in my expertise, I will be able to continue this journey towards improving pelvic health in bumps, births, and beyond. Thank you. Hello.
I love hearing those personal stories because that really allows you to see basically front-hand what these women are doing to really make a difference. And it's just incredible how so many people are in the trenches trying to curb the statistics, the staggering statistics that we are continuing to see day after day.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the statistics are just unacceptable. And I think we just got to a point in time where we bring attention. This is not something new. It's something that we've known for a really long time. And I think now it's getting the attention. I'm so grateful for the Biden-Harris administration and the attention that it is finally getting because it is well deserved. And I want to address an elephant in the room, and people have asked me this all the time, and they're like, Rue, but come on now, like, why is this just for Black and brown people? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, because that's what we need right now. That's where the problem is. That is somewhere where I feel I can make an impact. And that is why this foundation only exclusively supports and promotes, is only going to give grants and scholarships to communities of color. And that is not saying I have so many allies out there. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for continuing to stand up and use your voices to help us address these racial disparities. But I think we've just gotten to a point in time, Paris, where we need to acknowledge that a lot of these biases and implicit biases in the medical system, people don't even realize that it's going on.
And what's interesting is people of color don't even realize it. Yeah. So there are a lot of people that look just like you and me that have no clue what they face when they're about to have a child.
Yeah.
And so again, the work that you're doing and so many people like you is just incredible. And again, it's the reason why we're here tonight.
Yeah. We just really need to increase representation. That's what it boils down to. So today, as you're donating, just know that you are helping us just move the needle and increasing representation, decreasing those statistics. Again, our goal is within this hour to raise $100,000, and we can do it, y'all, $100,000 so that we can have 100% safe deliveries. But I do want to take time to thank Darshana. Thank you so much for the amazing work that you're currently doing and what you plan on doing once you get your PhD from Texas Women's University. So everybody out there, please, please, please continue to donate so that we can make sure Darshana is fully funded and that she can continue to help and support women and communities of color.
And like Ruth said, we can support Darshana and so many other students and professionals like her who are dedicated to reducing the maternal and child mortality rate. And so, Rue, I know you're ready to get into a little fun. We got all that heavy lifting out of the way, but let's have a little fun on the back end.
Yes. What do you have in mind, lady?
I think this segment that's sponsored by Fidelity is going to up the ante just a bit. Beginning of the show, we were talking about something that you can win. And now, as promised, there's another chance to win a bottle of champagne. So get your phones out, everybody. And I'm going to step away for a bit and show you. I think we have that other bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Is
Right
this
there.
the one that we're going to use?
We're going to use that one. And so we're going to do things a little bit different now. So we want to make sure that we have 20 people. We want at least 20 people to go in and donate at least $25. So if you can go in and donate at least $25, you're going to be entered into a drawing to win this bottle of Veuve Clicquot. So go ahead. We want you to get ready, get your phones ready. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the donate button on the bid page. So we're going to get all 20 names. We're going to throw them in a drum. And at the end of the broadcast, we will let you know who the winner is. Yeah. So let's get 20 people. Come on, guys.
Okay, and we're also going to move along as well. So as those names come in, we're jotting them down. We're keeping a list, again, of the 20 winners. So there's still time, 20 winners. But another fun way to invest in the futures of mothers and babies of color, we have plenty of those just in store for you.
We've got a lot coming up. And I think that was such a great way to warm up for our live auction. Have you guys been checking out our live auction? It is pretty lit, if I should say so myself.
Yeah, and there's a couple of things that I hope my husband's watching that I want to partake in myself. So as you said, your husband's monitoring what's going down in the auction. I know a lot of people out there are watching as well. So before we close the silent auction, let's jump on over to the live auction, which is about to open. Now, the live auction is sponsored by Northwest Asset Management. And I hope you've had the opportunity to review and bid on the live auction packages, but if not, get in there now. Let's take a look at each one. And Ruth, what are you thinking about?
Oh, I don't know. I think for me, the most exciting bit is probably going to be the safari.
Okay.
Right?
I think so.
Because it is in my home country. It is going to be in Zimbabwe. So,
and I hear you're doing something special.
I am. We are. And does Hubs, I don't know if Hubs knows about this. But we have committed to hosting whoever wins this auction package. We will go to Zimbabwe with you and we will show you what African hospitality is all about. So we want to make sure that you guys are bidding. You will have a personal tour guide.
Miss Rue right here.
Yes, we will show you what Mawia means, which means come on over. You are welcome. Welcome home. I don't think there's a better way to experience Africa than doing it with somebody who's from there, because it really does allow you to just experience it in its full glory in every single nook and cranny. We will leave nothing unturned. No stone unturned.
So exciting. Now, okay, let's get this ball rolling. Here we go. Bidders, get your phones out. Refresh your screens often. That's so important that we tell you about that key piece. Refresh your screens often so you are right up to date on what's taking place. So now the bidding can begin. Remember to act quickly and refresh your phone so you don't miss out on a bid. And our first package is the beautiful, we kind of already mentioned it earlier in the show. It's a piece of art, or work of art, and it was created especially for tonight. It's critically acclaimed, and one person who's kind of helped this artist along in terms of giving it a little bit more what you could say attention is the critically acclaimed Oscar-nominated director Ava DuVernay, who recently showcased a piece of his artwork on her Instagram. So we're going to take a moment to see this magic happen.
Yes, I'm so excited about this. And I want to make sure people understand how this all came about. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Yep. So you're watching Great Joy right now. So Great Joy Ndlovu was born and raised in Zimbabwe. And I reached out to him and I told him, hey, I was like, listen, we're going to be doing this gala. Yes, we're going to benefit, students here in the United States of America. Home is where the heart is, and my home is Zimbabwe, my original home. But I've been in America more than I've actually been in Zimbabwe now. So I feel like my heart is literally split in two. And so when I said to Great Joy, I'm going to do this, and he was like, I got you. I am going to create art for you. And this is 100% donated. So people bid. His artwork is amazing. Like I said, if you go on his Instagram page, in Great Joy, you will see his art, and it is hanging all over the world. And he has some amazing pieces.
And this is a mother and child. So if you can't quite tell, beautifully done, but this is a mother and child. And we want, as you just mentioned, it's a custom piece.
Yes.
So you're getting something specifically for this evening and for you.
I am so excited about it. I think again, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about him, and his generosity, just his spirit and his willingness. He didn't even stutter. Like, I'd have been like, what? Excuse me, what? Do you know how much my pieces cost? But he was like, you know what, Sissy, I'm showing up for you. I'm going to show out. So Great Joy, I love you. Thank you so much for showing up and showing out for us like this. And I just love watching him work.
And you've showed me some of his other pieces, and
Now let's get to our next practice. This one's going to be pretty hot as well, and you already mentioned it too.
Yes, the all-inclusive safari for 4 in one of the largest wild reserves in the world. Okay, so this is Mokore Safaris in Zimbabwe's Save Valley.
Now, it's one thing to, like, for instance, I went to the zoo yesterday.
I saw pictures of you with your baby carrier.
And seeing the animals in the zoo, you know, kind of walking around and whatnot, but to go on a safari and to then you be the tour guide, Rue, you and your family kind of taking us inside, showing us those nook and crannies as you mentioned, this is going to be a pretty hot ticket item.
I know, and it is amazing because you are going to be in over 1 million acres, 1 million acres of pristine, untouched nature. It's absolutely amazing. And it's so funny because when we come here and we go to zoos, I remember when we went to Disney, and I was like, okay, it's such a strange experience. And it's like the animals are watching you when you're back.
Exactly.
Because you're in their territory.
You are.
Right? There are no fences. I mean, it is pretty, it is so amazing. And just imagine taking your outside shower and just having an elephant strolling by. I have to tell you a funny story. So back when I think it was like 16 or something, and my mom's watching, shout out, hey mom. But she took us off to one of the safaris, and I remember it was 16, we didn't have network, so that was a problem. I couldn't be on my phone. So I was like, oh my God. And I remember being there, and we wake up, it was probably like 6 in the morning, to this crunching sound outside the window. And I'm thinking, okay, it is 6 in the morning. I am 16. What is waking me up? Okay. And I look outside the window, and there's an elephant eating the tree. Do you know how annoyed I was? I was like, oh my, seriously? And what I would give now, right, to just wake up to that. So whoever gets to win that is going to get that experience.
And it's really
so much more.
A one-in-a-lifetime experience that if you have the opportunity to take this trip, why not go ahead and bid on this?
Yeah, and it's valid through 2023. So again, shout out to Mokore Safaris for showing up and doing this for us. It is valid through 2023 because we know with everything going on with COVID, it's kind of crazy trying to plan a trip. And honestly, if I'm going to be your host, I got a few things I got to take care of first.
Yes, indeed.
I got to handle some business first.
Yes.
So I can really make sure that we're out there and we enjoy it.
Now let's get to our package number 3. So we've taken you to Africa. Let's come back here into Washington State. And this is a helicopter ride for 2. You can gain your wings over Seattle, Washington. So, and there's a lot of places that you can go. Of course, all of the landmarks, from the Space Needle to the colorful Mopop, Lake Washington, Lake Union,
The Great Wheel.
The Great Wheel. There are so many opportunities to see some amazing sights right here in the Seattle area. So take some time to bid on that, because if you haven't seen Seattle from above, those iconic landmarks you don't want to miss.
I know. Seattle is so beautiful. I mean, I think other than being back home, and I'm biased, honestly, Seattle is the best state out there. the evergreen state.
And especially on these blue, sunny days that we often during the spring, more so summertime.
More like
That
90
is
days of the
when-
year.
Yeah, that's when you want to see if you can get in and take this helicopter ride.
Yes, so plan your trip for summer because that is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. So I'm super excited to see what you think.
So we're kind of doing that, the countdown, because some of these items may be going pretty soon.
Yeah.
But we want to also tell everybody to get your bids in because we're watching the clock as well.
Yeah, we want to get you out of here. We promised you an hour, and that's all we want to do. We promised you just 1 hour of your time, and that's all we want to take up. So please, please, please make sure you're putting in those last minute bids because we are going to be closing those auction items soon.
And it's also important to mention the goal tonight is 1 hour, raise $100,000, and we want to achieve 100% safe childbirths.
And, you know, sometimes it seems, you know, like a pie in the sky. But honestly, if we don't dream big, we'll never achieve anything. So yes, 100%. Really, is that realistic? I think it is. I think if we all come together, and we work together, we can make that happen. So super important for us to be in there and bidding. I'm going to check on my bid.
Okay. Now, also, we have a video selection that's going to be coming up pretty soon.
Yep.
But one thing that we also want to mention is we've shared a bit about the alarming maternal and infant mortality rate here in the U.S. But this is an issue for women of color and women around the globe.
Yeah, and I think what was most glaring for me when you look at the statistics here in the U.S. is that, you know, I was born and raised in Zimbabwe, and in 2018, which is the same time that I started the foundation, it had always been something that I wanted to do. But in 2018, I went home and my dad was critically ill, and I watched him eventually succumb to just a defunct medical system. And all I could think the whole time I was there was, oh my God, if my dad, okay, y'all gonna make me cry, my lashes gonna fall off. I spent so much time putting them on. But I remember thinking, you know, if I could just pick him up and take him to the US, he'd be fine. But the reality of it is women of color here, they fare the same and sometimes worse than women in third world countries. With all the luxury and all the access that we have in the United States of America, some of our statistics are comparable to third world countries. Guys, that is just not acceptable. So when you look at sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia, maternal deaths accounted for about 86% of the worldwide deaths in 2017.
And that's crazy. In sub-Saharan Africa alone accounted for roughly 2/3 of maternal deaths, while Southern Asia accounted for nearly 1/5.
Yeah. We're a global community, and we can do better. And the Perfect Push Foundation is dedicated to improving these rates globally, here in the United States and across the world. And we can do it with your help.
And I'd like to take a moment to introduce someone who is making change, one mother at a time. Laura Delporte is the founder of the Kuporesa Foundation in Chegutu, Zimbabwe, and the 2021 Perfect Push Foundation grant recipient. Take a listen to Laura Delporte.
I'm Laura Delporte, the founder of the Kuporesa Health Trust. We are based in Chegutu, a rural area in Zimbabwe. Kuporesa means to heal in Shona, and we were founded in January 2019. We assist in providing safe and adequate medical care to children, mothers and infants, and vulnerable patients who do not have the financial means for healthcare, as well as due to the collapsed healthcare system, are unable to access safe and adequate treatment. One of our main areas of focus is the maternal population, where we strive to assist in multiple capacities. It has been recorded that 2,500 women die annually in Zimbabwe during childbirth. This is largely due to the collapsed healthcare system, as well as a lack of resources and equipment. Pre- and postnatal care and infant screening does not meet the needs of the community. First-time mothers here are often very young and have little access to information and support. intervention with pre- and postnatal care, which includes education on the potential complications that may arise during pregnancy and childhood, are life-saving to the mothers and their babies. With the help of the Perfect Push Foundation and the Labour for Life campaign, and the opportunity to have a custom-built 40-foot clinic container, we would go a long way towards achieving our goal of 100% of women and children making it through pregnancy and childbirth safely, reaching further into the rural communities and providing affordable antenatal and postnatal care, as well as infant screening. We would make a large impact in reducing the risk of maternal and infant ill health and mortality. This includes essential training to rural clinics. Providing continued professional development to healthcare workers and midwives is also key in creating a positive impact and reducing this high statistic in Zimbabwe. Labour for Life, raising $100,000 to increase the awareness that 100% of women and children should make it through pregnancy and childbirth safely, will not only change lives but will save the lives of so many in our community.
And one thing that we have to also mention is you got about 5 minutes to bid in the live auction. And while we're waiting for everyone to get their phones out and make sure you're bidding on the Greater Giving page, we are going to bring Laura in. She is live with us.
I know, so exciting. Hey, Laura.
Hi.
Hey, lady. It is super early.
It's very early here.
Good morning.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. I wasn't sure. So one of the things that we always have to worry about with Zim, I was like, are we going to have electricity? Are we going to have, is the internet going to work? The things we take for granted here. But Laura, just go ahead and introduce yourself again. Again, I can't thank you enough because it's like 4 or 5 in the morning there right now.
Yes. So I'm Laura Dalport. I'm the founder of the Kuporesa Health Trust. And thank you so much for having me on. And thank you so much to you, Roo, and the Perfect Push Foundation for giving us this opportunity to make a difference here in Zimbabwe with this grant. It's just fantastic. So, and you both look beautiful tonight. I've been watching you. Thanks for having me.
No, it is so awesome. And so, Laura, tell us a little bit about, I know when we, were kind of brainstorming and trying to figure out like what was the most practical way to make a real impact. You came up with a phenomenal idea of doing a mobile container clinic. So tell me more and tell everybody else out there a little bit more about this container clinic and why it's going to make such an impact and a significance in the Chegutu community. And by the way, Laura is in rural, I mean the sticks. She is out there, she is on the front lines. So tell us how this mobile clinic is going to make a difference for you and the women and children in Chegutu.
So just basically having an opportunity to have early intervention with prenatal and postnatal care. The container clinic, the great thing about it is that it's movable. So it can be in one area, you can pick it up, put it into another area, and you can get out further into the rural communities and provide an affordable service so that pregnant women can go in and have scans, and if needs be get early intervention, and it really does, it saves lives. The mortality rate here for pregnant and infant mortality rate is really, really high. So just early intervention, that's all it is, and it's basic, basic early intervention. And as you know, Roo, it saves so many lives. So having a mobile clinic will just be fantastic for the rural communities.
I have a question. Laura, she's in Africa right now, and it's so very important for her to stay up to join us this evening. Again, tell us what you already mentioned, what it will do in terms of saving lives. Why, again, is it so important that people here in the States are also aware about the crisis, as you could say, some could say, in sub-Saharan Africa, that mothers and babies are facing? Why is it so important that you are joining us to talk about those issues?
Well, there was a collapsed healthcare system here already. So, with the compounding factor of the pandemic has caused a complete sort of breakdown in hospital care, accessing hospitals, to find transport to get to clinics and get to hospitals. There's a huge barrier there. There's people can't get to the clinic. So, just having the opportunity to get to those people that are unable to get themselves to the bigger cities, transport's very expensive here. So the people where I am, and the smaller communities, to be able to get to bigger hospitals and bigger clinics where, there's also the collapsed healthcare system. So when they do get there, sometimes there's not enough, the right equipment, there's, the staffing issues, there's just a really big breakdown. So getting to those rural areas, with the service of being able to do this early intervention, it's really, really big thing.
All right. Well, thank you, Laura. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I know it is super early, so I am going to go ahead and let you get back to bed. Give our love to everybody back home and your two little ones. But happy Mother's Day to you. It is Sunday in Zimbabwe now.
Mother's Day.
So happy Mother's Day to you, my love. And again, thank you so much for being a Perfect Push Foundation partner.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good night. Oh, good morning.
Bye, Laura. Now, again, we are just blown away by Laura's dedication to the health of these mothers and babies, because it's incredibly inspiring. A portion of your donation this evening will help purchase and furnish that mobile clinic she mentioned. And this is one of our goals tonight. Remember, 1 hour, $100,000, 100% safe childbirths. And we are nearing the end of this hour-long event, but keep in mind, we can do this together.
All right, so we have one last chance to make that happen tonight. And it is time for our Raise the Paddle segment. And this part is sponsored by The Perfect Push. And so in a moment, I am going to ask you guys to reach deep. And you guys to reach deep and raise your paddle to help us meet our goal tonight. Let's get started. Well, they want me to tell you before we do that we've got 1 minute to go with 1 minute. 1 minute to go with the live auction, and then we're going to cut that off, and then we're going to go to the Raise the Paddle. Okay, see, I'm just excited for the Raise the Paddle. I'm like,
we want to jump to it so quickly, but again, we want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to get some of those events. Safari is an event.
It is
one in a lifetime experience. Get some of those items and events that you still have maybe 30 seconds left.
Yep.
30 seconds to bid on.
Let's get to it, guys. Let's get ready, and we're going to be closing out that live auction soon. I'm going to see if I can refresh. I think my my screen is stuck. Let's see where we are on mine.
And we want to again thank you for joining us tonight, taking the opportunity to log in virtually from the comfort of wherever you are to make tonight possible, to raise money. Again, the goal is have 100% safe childbirths.
Yeah, and I'm just looking here at all these people who are donating. We have Mary Ann Ellen Cunningham. Thank you so much. I saw your donation come through. Dana Guy, thank you so much. I see you. Miss Alka Suber, Jamie Onakoya, Dr. Keith McDonald. Thank you. Majita Matelele, thank you so much. Shout out. Meredith Thompson, thank you. Miss Ida Wickler, thank you. Flora Cosa, thank you so much. We see you guys. Lucetti and Tao Thomas, thank you. Oh, y'all, my mama donated. Thanks, Mom. Did you use my card? Just checking. But love you, Mom. Couldn't be here without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And she's watching my rascals. If you know anything about my boys, they are a lot. Miss Bailey Dixon. Again, I could go on and on and on. Thank you so much to everybody who is donating.
We really appreciate it. Now we're going to move on to that raise the paddle, because there's a lot to participate in this next segment. We're going to start at the $5,000 level. Now, $5,000 can help us outfit the mobile clinic that Laura mentioned, Laura DePort, and it can outfit it with solar panels.
Yep, solar panels. We can put a sonogram machine in there, and it's something that we take for granted. With this pregnancy, I'm in high risk, and I've had to go in for ultrasounds every 2 weeks, and it's been a lot. And I am so fortunate that I get to complain about that. Like for me, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to get another ultrasound. Imagine going through your entire pregnancy and just never knowing what is going on inside your body, who you're going to get ready to meet, because that technology is just not available to you. So one of the things that we're going to be able to do with that money is go ahead and put in some ultrasound machines as well. And for $5,000, guys, we can go ahead and we can do that. So please, 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 let's see those amounts coming in.
You want to refresh it one more time just to see?
Yeah. Elena Herba, I see you donating. We are at 25.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bring those amounts in, guys. Thank you. We appreciate every dollar that you guys are giving to us is going to go to a really good cause. We're up to $31,144 right now. We see that number going up, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I think one thing that we can mention, just piggybacking on what Laura said, is this is just not the average time that we're in around the globe. As Laura mentioned, with this pandemic, it's making it even more critical that she has the resources and tools to be with those mothers and those families as they're preparing for childbirth. And with that mobile clinic, she's able to do that, especially in those rural parts. So that is something that we want to continue to push. If you have $5,000, please dig into your pocket and you can help make that mobile clinic possible with those solar panels.
Yep, and thank you to everybody who's donated. Now let's go ahead and let's move on to the $2,500 level. I know y'all got, come on, we got so many Microsoft people in here, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook. Y'all need to show up. Come on. Who is donating money up here? Can you guys show up for us? So $2,500. Who is coming in at $2,500? Again, the amazing things that we are going to be able to do. We can fund part of Darshana's education at Texas Women's University with $2,500. With $2,500, we can send 2 lactation consultants to become IBCLCs. I am the boob boss. I am out there in the trenches helping babies get fed. We need more lactation consultants. There's little to no representation with IBCLCs, certified lactation, board-certified lactation consultants of color in our field. So please, guys, who is going to give us $2,500?
And also with $2,500, your name can go on a plaque inside the mobile clinic. So not only are you making a donation to help that mobile clinic, we're also going to see the support that you're offering to make sure that we are assisting mothers, again, in sub-Saharan Africa, and so they have safe childbirths.
Yep, so let's see those virtual paddles come up, guys. Raise your virtual paddles. We want to get this money and keep mamas and babies alive. I don't think there's a better cause than that. Okay, Tao Lesedi and Tao Thomas. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate you. $2,500, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next level. That's a $1,000 level, and $1,000 can cover training for 1 board-certified lactation consultant. Remember, the Perfect Push Foundation is registered with Brevity, so if your company offers matching gifts, your support is amplified. Let's keep it going. Remember, the Perfect Push Foundation is a registered 501c3, so all your donations are tax deductible.
Yeah, everything you give today is going to be tax deductible. we will go ahead and email you a receipt, and you can go ahead and you can claim that on your taxes. And like Paris said, if your company offers matching, please, you can double your impact by submitting your donation to your company, and they will match you usually dollar for dollar. And again, shout out to all the great companies that we have out here. We are so lucky to have so many companies and so many companies that are going to be supporting us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's go ahead and move on to the $500 level. Now with $500, you can get an amazing person who is passionate about working with women and children, especially birthing women, certified to become a doula. And just like you heard Shayla sharing her story and the impact that Jen, who's one of our doulas, Jen Hamilton was who she was talking about. She's not only one of our doulas, but she's actually our director of doula services. And she made such a huge impact in making sure that Shayla and Sade made it through birth. So that is super impactful. So come on, guys, who can give us $500 out there? Give us $500, raise your paddles. We want to see those numbers going up. I'm refreshing. We want to see those numbers going up. Thank you so much.
And one thing that we also want to push, if you are on that greater giving page, there is a donate button. Donate button. Please click there. And then also you can do your bidding on your mobile phone.
Yeah. We want to make sure you got your 2 devices. Make sure you're clicking on the donate here. We've got all the amounts pre-populated for you guys. So all you need to do is just click and give. We try to make it as easy as possible for you guys.
And we're doing well.
Pam,
we're
see
nearing
you with $500. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're up to $34,244, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We're going to move on to the $250 level.
Wait. I just got a message, y'all. Hold on. Because our board members are trying to show out now. So I have to call her out right now. Okay, so this is what I need from you. Joy, who's one of Joy Evajimba, she's also the founder of Nushiano, which is a purse line, a handbag line done here in Seattle. She's one of our board members. Just sent me a message and she says, I will match 2 givings of $500. Ooh. And she said, don't mention my name. You should have started with that.
She should have said that at the beginning, not the back end.
I swear, I'm reading it in real time. You can't even say I did that on purpose.
That's amazing.
So thank you, Joy, for your generosity. Maria, I just saw you come up. So that puts us up a whole another $1,000. Maria, thank you so much. Woo! Do we have somebody else out there? We're going to get an extra $500 from an anonymous donor.
And we're watching our thermometer go up and up and up. So again, we are so grateful for board members chiming in. Joy, we anonymously. Wink, wink. Okay, let's get to that $250 level because that's also important. If you have $250, that can purchase a stethoscope, a staple for a provider.
Yes, and I see you, Florette. I see you, Vita. Thank you so much, guys. We see you giving. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Christy, we see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just fundamental supplies, even a Doppler. So, being able to hear your baby's heart rate, it is one of the really low-tech things that we can provide. It is less than $250. And with that, we can purchase it. We can get it to Zimbabwe. We can get it to this medical clinic. So guys, dig deep. Let's get those $250 in. Raise your paddles. Again, tax deductible. All our donations are tax deductible. And if your company matches, please make sure you submit that.
That is a good point. So we are going to wind down and get to that $100 level because we know that if you just have $100, that can go toward books and a lot more of those lab supplies for aspiring maternal and neonatal lifesavers.
Yeah, and it makes me think of my nurses and lab tech students. I remember being in nursing school and what it would have meant for somebody to just give me $100. in terms of my textbooks. There's just so many things that I could have done with $100. So Whitney Hardy, thank you so much for donating $100. I see you. Thank you, thank you. Everybody who can give $100, please go ahead and start donating. Miss Lillian Ruende, I see you with your $100. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jen Hamilton came in at 500. You're like, we're gonna do 5 of those. Thank you, Jen Hamilton. We see you at $500. We're loving this, guys. Keep it coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ida Wickland, $100. Woo! I see you. We're up to $36,000, guys.
Incredible.
Yes, love it, love it, love it. Thank you, guys. Your generosity just completely humbles me. Thank you.
And now as we transition to the final category for Raise the Paddle, this is the $50 level. With $50, Laura DePort can provide 10 orphan babies with life-saving supplemental nutrition.
And so when we talk about, I know a lot of times we talk about formula here, and it's something that's so easily and readily available, right? If you're not able to breastfeed your baby. But some of the reasons why babies back home in Africa are not being able to be breastfed is because their parents, again, either died during childbirth or died because of HIV and AIDS, leaving babies that need to be fed. And with that $50, you can feed so many newborns the nutrition that they need in a sterile and safe way. And that's probably the biggest thing, is just making sure that, again, when we have these babies, we're keeping them as safe as possible. So anybody out there who can give us $50, please, 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 we are watching out for you. Judy Durrett, I saw you come up on the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're up to $36,000, $694.
And one thing we want to further emphasize, it doesn't, there's all these different levels, but any level is so important and we're so appreciative. So whatever you have extra in your pocket, if you can hit us at one of those levels, it's going to go directly towards those services or those items to make a difference. So no donation is too small.
Yes, and I see so many people giving, and I see more people who are even giving again. So I cannot thank you guys enough for taking this call of action and keeping on coming. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're going to be getting ready to do our draw. So we're going to let a few more people do this. We did promise you that last bottle of champagne. So we want to make sure that somebody gets that. So yeah, I'm gonna step off and I'm gonna go ahead and get the names so we can get that going, the numbers, and we can get that going. Keep giving, guys. We see Dawn Monroe. We see you giving up. Keep giving.
Thank you, everybody. Now, what an amazing opportunity that was, just to kind of see real time as these donations are coming in. So we appreciate everyone who is taking that extra time, digging deep into your pockets to make sure that we are able to provide not only for those on the ground, not in Africa, but right here at home in the Seattle area and beyond, some critical services that are needed to change those just staggering statistics as we've been mentioning throughout the entire evening.
All right, we have all the numbers in here.
You could win a bottle of champagne.
Here we go. Take the first one that came out. Went too fast, so 2 numbers came out. Okay, so number 20. Let's see, I-20 is bidder 191. Bidder 191. You are the winner of this bottle of champagne. We are going to be getting a hold of you. Congratulations. Thank you so much for supporting the Perfect Push Foundation and our cause tonight.
Okay, who else do we have?
That's it. So we're just doing the one. Mm-hmm.
But we have little things left in store in terms of just wrapping up our program. But before we wrap up our program, the big thing is just saying thank you for the generosity. Because as we've been watching the clock go up, the thermometer, you can call it, we've seen just the outpouring of love and generosity and interest in this important work.
Again, I cannot thank you guys enough for your generosity. You're amazing. I am so humbled by everybody who's shown up today, who's stuck with us. We promised them, okay, y'all, I am African. We're running on African time. It is like 8:44. So we need to hurry up and let people go. We promised you an hour. But thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep our Raise the Paddle open over the next few days. So please feel free to get back in there and continue to give to this cause. For everybody who couldn't be here, thank you. And thank you so much to all our sponsors today who made it possible for us to have this evening.
100%. And thank you for being a part of this special evening. As Rue just mentioned, we want to give shout outs to all of our mothers out there. We want to give shout out to our crew. My family is watching. So everyone, again, have a wonderful, happy Mother's Day to all the godmothers out there, and even the mothers who are playing a special role in someone else's life if you are not, in fact, able to be with your children. You're still in our thoughts. So we want to say have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us tonight.
And happy Mother's Day, Mommy. I love you. I love you.
Love you, Mom.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
I don't wanna do it alone, no. I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it alone, no. I don't wanna do it. I have decided I'm gonna make a difference. I need to make a difference. I want to make a difference. If not me, then who? If not you, then who? We need to make a difference. We need to make a difference. I need your help. We need your help. We must connect. Do it correct. We don't want to do it alone. We can't do it alone, no. I need your help. We need your help. We must connect. Do it correct. We don't want to do it alone. We can't do it alone, no. We need to do it together. Do it together. Do it together. Come, let us do it together. Do it together. Do it together. Kufana diri tose